Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all my Yu-Gi-Oh! Artmage deck profile. This is one of the new decks we got out of the Duelist Advance booster set. This deck focuses on revolving around Medius the Pure, the new, people were calling it the new Albaz lore story deck, which at the time of release definitely seems like the power level for, Albaz branded at the time when it first released, and it had the new structure deck support, so making it a deck to definitely sleep on until we get more support in the future. And as I said, the deck focuses on Medius the Pure, and then being able to make the many different Artmage fusions with the card as well. So missing a few cards for the deck, but I'll mention throughout the video what cards they are and what you can replace for them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and get started with the main deck monsters. For our main go-to card, we want to run 3 copies of Medius the Pure. With this card, if it's normal summoned, you can add to your hand or special summon. If it's normal or special summon, you can add to your hand or special summon 1 power patron monster from your deck. If this card's in the graveyard, you can shuffle 1 monster from your hand or face 1 on the field into the deck. And if you do special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field, you can only use each effect of Medius the Pure once per turn. So it gives you search options. The only search option we really have currently for the power patron monsters are our Artmage power patron, but still a viable search target for the card in the deck. And then the special summon power as well, by being able to just shuffle back cards. And then the banish option is just a reason to have the more than 3 of copy count, so you can have more summons later on in the game. Also, we're also running 2 copies since this is the Artmage deck, which our Medius focuses on being used with. But I can see some other decks also incorporating him. It's kind of like I compared it to the branded Albaz lineup, but I would say it's also very similar to the Vysis Starfrost. So we're running 2 copies of Artmage Finmal. Your opponent cannot target level 6 or lower Artmage monsters you control with card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Artmage Finmal once per turn. If you control an Artmage card, you can special summon this card from your hand, then you can draw 1 card. During the main phase, if you have 3 or more different monster types on your field, quick effect, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls, and also until the end of this turn, their attack becomes half. So this works because we have cards like Medius, which are a fairy type monster, Artmage Finmal, which is a warrior type monster, and then the added effect negation with this card as well, and then being able to make use of the other Artmage cards to be able to special summon this card out onto the field. We're also running 2 copies of Artmage Grillflare. If the first time this card be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not, you can only use each of the following effects of Grillflare once per turn. If you control an Artmage card, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can set 1 Artmage spell from your deck. You can target 1 spell or trap your opponent controls, destroy it, and this is a quick effect if you have 3 or more different monster types on your field, which once again, this card is a dragon type, with our next one being a spellcaster, which is Artmage Littera. You take no damage from battles involving this card. You can only use each of the following effects of Littera once per turn. If you control an Artmage card, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can add 1 Artmage card from your graveyard to your hand. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can special summon 1 Artmage monster from your hand or graveyard, except for Littera. Then return this card from the field to the hand. So added search power using this card. You also notice a varying level of monsters, so you're really limited to Link and Fusion plays for your Artmage cards, but easy to do since they have such an easy special summon power to make use of in the deck as well. With the last of the lineup being our power patron monster to search off of Medius, which is Artmage power patron. You cannot special summon from the extra deck except fusion monsters. You can only use each of the following effects of Artmage power patron once per turn. During the main phase quick effect, you can fusion summon 1 Artmage fusion monster or 1 Nerva, the power patron of creation, from the extra deck using this card you control, and monsters from your hand or field. If this card is sent from the hand or field of the graveyard, you can add 1 Artmage spell or trap from your deck to your hand with a different name from the cards in your graveyard. So search power for the other Artmage cards we run, on top of being able to go into our additional fusion monsters or Nerva, the power patron of creation, which is the 1 fusion I'm also missing in the deck. So I will show cards that you can replace in the extra deck for additional copies of our Nerva, the power patron. And then the rest of the main deck monsters just include our hand trap lineup. So 3 Effect Veiler and 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. If you wanted to run Thulos or any additional hand trap instead of Effect Veiler in this spot, you can always swap them out for this specific monster count right here. For the spells, once again, we will run 3 copies of Artmage, Academic, Arcane's Art Acropolis, but I have 2 Metaverse as just a placeholder for this card. It's one of the more pricier cards for the Artmage deck as well. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Medius the Pure, in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn, and you can discard 1 spell or trap and declare 1 Artmage monster name that is not among the monsters you control and has not yet been declared for Artmage, Academic, Arcane, Arts Acropolis this turn. Add that monster from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except for Artmage monsters, Medius the Pure, or from the extra deck. So it's really not a restriction for what you can summon with this card. It just gives you an additional Artmage monster to be able to summon out, different from the ones you already have. We're also running 3 copies of Artmage Vandalism Assault, with the name being right there, the Artmage monsters focusing on the different arts that they project in their different card arts, which I think is very cool as well. When this card's activated, you can add 1 Medius the Pure from your deck to your hand. You can target 1 face-up monster you control. If that face-up monster would be used as fusion material this turn, it can be treated as an Artmage monster. You can only use this effect of Artmage Vandalism Assault once per turn, and if Artmage, Academic, Arcane Arts Acropolis you control be destroyed by card effect, you can send this card you control to the graveyard instead. So an additional way to protect our field spell, but also being able to just use those additional resources and the name changes to set up more and more monsters on the field also. Another 3 of include the 3 copies of Artmage Varnish Alteration. Place 1 Artmage, Academic, Arcane Arts Acropolis from your deck or graveyard face up in your field zone. Or if you control Artmage, Academic, Arcane Arts Acropolis, add 1 Artmage card from your deck to your hand instead of Artmage Varnish Alteration. And when your Artmage monster is targeted for an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard to negate the attack. Then you can special summon 1 Medius the Pure from your hand. You can only use each effect of Varnish Alteration once per turn, but you can set up the other spells, which we mentioned with this card, using it for that setup, or being able to just add an Artmage card from our deck to our hand, which we also have our fusion spell, which we will get to in just a moment, with the other one-ofs, as mentioned, being the 1 Artmage Masterwork Succession, and then 1 Theorealize. The Theorealize sends a Medius from your deck to the graveyard to look at the top card of your opponent's deck, placed on the top or bottom of the deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, declare 1 monster type and 1 attribute. The monster becomes that type and attribute until the end of your opponent's turn. You can use each effect of Theorealize once per turn. We do run Super Polymerization with the spell lineup, so being able to change our opponent's type and attribute just gives us a usable target with this card. And Artmage Masterwork Succession, being able to fusion summon during the main phase 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, including an Artmage monster. And if the card's in the field zone, that monster gains 500 attack, and during your main phase being able to banish this card from your graveyard, target 3 Artmage cards with different names in your graveyard and shuffle them into the deck. So recycle power on top of everything else with these one-of cards. We're also running the 3 fusion deployment, just being able to reveal a fusion monster in your extra deck, and since we have Medius the Pure on that card, being able to then just special summon Medius, which is the restriction of only being able to summon fusion monsters for the rest of the turn. The one-ofs include the 1 Super Polymerization, the 1 Terraforming, the 1 Call by the Grave, the 1 Triple Tactics Talent, and the 1 Crossout Designator to finish off the spell lineup, with our traps being the 1 Artmage Pact Awakening, another search for the one-ofs that we run in the deck. Use special summon 1 Artmage monster or 1 Medius the Pure from your deck, also for the rest of this turn. The activation of cards and card effects, including an effect that fusion summons a fusion monster, cannot be negated. Also, your opponent cannot activate card or effects when a monster is fusion summoned this way. And you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 of your, with this card, banishing it, then target 1 Artmage monster you control, return that monster to the hand / extra deck, and if you do, destroy 1 card your opponent controls. So destruction power on top of preventing your opponent from being able to react to our fusion plays. And lastly, the 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, just as the additional hand trap spot, along with Effect Veiler and Ash Blossom. And then for the extra deck, we do have the fusion lineup. I do want to run 2 copies of Artmage Diactorus, so I have a King of the Swamps as just a placeholder here. Like I said, I'll definitely have this deck complete due when the next support for the deck is released. You can target 1 monster on the field, change its battle position. This card needs 1 Medius Pure and 1 Artmage monster, so one of the easier fusions to make. You can target 1 monster on the field, change its battle position when your opponent activates a card or effect on the field. If you have 3 or more different monster types on your field, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that that card. If this fusion summon card is destroyed, you can special summon one Medius the Pure from your hand, deck, or banishment. You can use the effect of Diactors once per turn. So this is also the way that Medius can come back from the banish zone after we special summon it, and then it's banished off of its own effect by using the fusion that would have been used to summon it out to the field to begin with. The one fusion that I mentioned before is the one that is on the Artmage Power Patron, being Arnerva, the Power Patron of Creation, which I am missing the copies of for the deck. So the cards you can replace with this card would be the one of counts that I am running for the extract, being the Access Code Talker and the Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. So if you have the Power Patrons, you can replace them for 2 copies of these cards in the deck, with our other fusion cards being one Garura, the one Dragos Dapelia, and the one Guardian Chimera. Super polymerization targets, along with just easier fusion monsters to also be able to summon out. The link monsters being the one Lena the Light Charmer, the one SP Little Knight, the one IP Masquerena, the one Moon the Closed Gate, the one Nightmare Unicorn, and the one Underworld Goddess to go with the Moon the Closed Gate as well. With our Xyz monsters just being the one Tornado Dragon, which could also be Baguska potentially, and the one Superstar Slayer Sky Crisis to summon out also. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, a big part of the deck is obviously just the option for Medius being able to then add cards like our Power Patron from our deck to hand, or special summon that monster. So then you can special summon this card, having your fusion play ready to go. Then right there for those 2 monsters to summon out your Artmage Diactress. You need 3 Artmage monsters to summon out your next go-to boss monster. So that would require just 1 additional special summon of an Artmage monster, which you have the Artmage monster in the field. So any of the other ones you open up in your hand can then be used for that special summon play, and then you can use the same monster to summon all 3 of those monsters together for the fusion play. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. This is, like I said, a deck in the making. There's definitely more support to come for the Artmage series and Medius the Pure as well. I can definitely see this card being used with other decks very similar to Vyzis Starfrost. But as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.